Everyone thought it was just another live stream, until Taehyung leaned in and whispered something to Jungkook, and you could see Jungkook's entire expression change. Fans froze. The chat went absolutely insane. What did Taehyung say? Why did Jungkook react like that? Tonight, we're breaking down the exact moment that had the entire fandom losing their minds, because after this whisper, nothing was ever the same again. It started like any normal live laughter, music, and the comfortable chaos that only Taehyung and Jungkook can create together. But then, out of nowhere, Taehyung leaned in close. His voice dropped so low that even the mic barely caught it. Jungkook froze for just a second, eyes wide, lips tightening like he was holding something back. Fans noticed immediately. The comments section exploded. What did Taehyung just say? Some say it was something personal. Others believe it was something emotional, something that hit Jungkook right in the heart. The way he looked down, smiled nervously, then brushed his hair back, it was too real. Whatever Taehyung whispered, it clearly wasn't just a joke. That one quiet moment changed the entire vibe of the live, and everyone watching could feel it. Right after Taehyung whispered those mysterious words, Jungkook's whole energy shifted. His playful smile disappeared for a second, replaced by a look that fans described as soft, but heavy. He laughed it off, tried to hide it with a sip of water, but his eyes told a different story. Something had clearly hit him deep. Clips of that few-second moment spread across social media like wildfire. On X, Twitter, one fan wrote, "You can see the emotion in his eyes." That wasn't just a whisper, that was a message. Another commented, "Whatever Taehyung said." Jungkook felt it. Within hours, the hashtag Taekook whisper started trending worldwide. Edits, slow-motion clips, even lip-reading attempts, everyone wanted to decode that secret exchange. And the more people watched, the more they realized this wasn't something casual. It was personal. As the clip continued to spread, the fandom went into full detective mode. Some fans slowed down the video frame by frame, trying to read Taehyung's lips. Others enhanced the audio, convinced they could catch a word or two. Theories began flooding timelines everywhere. One group believed Taehyung whispered something reassuring, like a secret message of support, maybe about their upcoming project or something deeply personal only Jungkook would understand. Another theory? That it was something emotional, a quiet thank you, or even an apology, but the most viral theory came from a fan edit that matched Jungkook's reaction perfectly with the words, "I'm proud of you." That edit alone got millions of views within hours, and fans couldn't stop talking about it. People weren't just curious anymore, they were moved. Whatever Taehyung said reminded everyone of the deep bond these two share, one that goes far beyond the stage. It didn't take long for the moment to go beyond fan circles. Major entertainment outlets picked it up, headlines like, "What did Taehyung whisper to Jungkook?" and "The whisper that stopped the live" started popping up everywhere. Even journalists who normally stayed away from fan theories couldn't resist covering it. Clips of the live were played on talk shows, reaction videos flooded YouTube, and even non-fans began asking questions. The curiosity had crossed borders. This wasn't just a fandom moment anymore. It had become global news. What stood out most, though, was how both of them handled it afterward. Jungkook stayed quiet, offering only a small, knowing smile when fans asked about it in the comments. Taehyung, on the other hand, posted a simple photo later that night, just a moon emoji and a purple heart. That one post reignited the fire all over again. The whisper had become more than a mystery, it was a symbol of something deeper between them. Days passed, but fans couldn't move on. Every moment from that live was replayed, analyzed, and felt all over again. It wasn't just curiosity anymore, it was emotion. Because deep down, everyone sensed that what Taehyung said carried real meaning. Many fans believed the whisper wasn't about fame or work, it was about heart. They remembered how both Jungkook and Taehyung had opened up before about the pressure of growing up in the spotlight, how they've always relied on each other when things got hard. So when Taehyung leaned in that night, maybe he wasn't saying something mysterious. Maybe he was simply reminding Jungkook, "You're not alone." That's what made it powerful. It wasn't the words, it was the feeling. The quiet reassurance between two people who've shared a lifetime of memories, laughter, and unspoken trust. In that one whisper, Fans saw everything: friendship, loyalty, love, and the kind of connection that doesn't need to be explained, only felt. After that night, something changed, not just for the fans, but for them. Every time Taehyung and Jungkook appeared together after the Whisper incident, the energy felt different. Softer. More grounded. There was a sense of quiet understanding between them that didn't need to be explained. During their next live, fans noticed how Jungkook looked at Taehyung with that familiar mix of warmth and gratitude. When Taehyung laughed, Jungkook smiled without even realizing it. It was subtle, but real. It felt like that whisper had reminded them both of who they were to each other, not just idols, not just teammates, but two souls who'd grown up side by side through every storm. In fans' faces, the whisper moment became something symbolic. A reminder of how even the smallest gesture can speak volumes. People began sharing their own stories about quiet support, friendship, and unspoken love. It became bigger than the moment itself, because sometimes words don't need to be heard to be understood. And in that silence, between two people who've seen it all, the whisper still echoes. Time moved on, new lives, new projects, new memories, yet fans never forgot that one moment. Even months later, people still bring it up during lives, interviews, or concerts. Every time Jungkook and Taehyung share a glance, the comments explode again. Is this another whisper moment? Look at their eyes, they still remember. But maybe that's the beauty of it. The whisper wasn't meant to be solved. It wasn't about what was said, it was about what it meant. It showed that even in a world full of cameras, lights, and endless noise, there are still moments that belong only to them. That night became a quiet symbol of brotherhood, trust, and the kind of bond that fame can't touch. Fans may never know the exact words Taehyung said, but they know what it felt like. Genuine, deep, and unforgettable, and perhaps that's why the whisper lives on, not as a mystery to decode, but as a reminder that sometimes the most powerful words are the ones the world will never hear. Even now, long after the live ended, the echo of that whisper still lingers in the hearts of millions. Fans replay the clip not just to hear it, but to feel it again. That spark between Taehyung and Jungkook became something timeless, a reminder of how a single, quiet moment can leave a louder impact than any word ever could. When Jungkook performs now, fans say there's a new kind of confidence in his eyes, calm, grounded, like someone who carries silent strength beside him. And when Taehyung smiles during interviews or looks toward the camera, there's that same warmth, as if he knows that one small act of kindness can change everything. The world may never know exactly what Taehyung whispered. But maybe it doesn't matter. Because sometimes, what's felt between two hearts speaks louder than what's ever said. And so, the whisper became more than just a viral moment. It became a memory, a message, and a legacy. A simple whisper. That changed everything. As the lights fade and the noise of the world settles down, that single whisper still feels alive, floating somewhere between memory and meaning. For fans, it wasn't just about Taehyung and Jungkook anymore. It became something deeply human. A symbol of love, trust, and the quiet ways people remind each other, I'm here for you. Over time, that moment inspired countless edits, artworks, and even fan letters, not because of the mystery, but because of the message behind it. The whisper reminded everyone that the strongest connections don't always need to be loud. Sometimes, they exist in the silence, in a glance, a touch, or a few words no one else will ever hear.